Okay, guys, I'm going to try something called flipping our classroom a little bit. Anyways, this is the over and under paper that we looked at on Friday. It's called Over and Under. I think it's page 29. And I want to review a couple things that we know about these patterns. First, let's see. Do you guys know that 1/4 is also equal to 0.25? Say it to yourself. You also know that 1/2 of 1/2 equals 1/4. Repeat that to yourself. Okay? You also know that every time you move over a place, you increase or decrease by a group of 10 because we are in base 10. That should be a 10, not 1. For instance, if we're looking at 11.11, then 11.11 times 10 would equal $111.10 because it went over, the decimal point moved one spot. If we multiplied that by 10 again, it would be $1,100. The decimal point again moved over. So look how the decimal point moves. $11.11. I like to think of dollars. Always helps to think of dollars. Right? Times 10, $111.10. If I multiply it again by 10, it goes over. I wonder what happened if I divided by 10. Stop and think for yourself what would happen to the decimal point if I divided by 10. Okay? Stop and think about what I just told you about multiplying by 10. If I said, what happens to the decimal point when you multiply by 10, what would you say? If I said, what happens to the decimal point when you divide by 10, what would you say? What could you say about the relationship between multiplication and division? Okay, back to here. So now we know that, here's our problem. 1/4 of 44 is 11. 0.25 of 44 is 11. And 25 of 44 is 110. So let's try to figure out how we got to this answer of 11. And I think you guys will remember that we always start with what we know. And we know if we're looking for 1/4 of 44, we know 1 is equal to 44. If we divide it by 2, we get 1/2. Divide 44 by 2, we get 22. This should be familiar. If we divide 1/2 in 1/2, my friends, we get 1/4. If I divide 22 by 2, we get 11. The answer is then 11. What would happen if I needed 3 groups of 4s or 3/4? Remember, we would then multiply it by 3, getting 33. That was kind of dizzy, made my eyes dizzy. Multiply by 3, getting 33. So that means that we would add 3 groups of 11 to get 33. Now that we know these things about this line up here of 1/4 of 44, I want you all to go down to the number 2 and start thinking about, without showing you the answer, 3/4 of 32.